it's hard to ignore the surprising surge of Shedeur Sanders in Pro Bowl voting. Ranking as the 10th best quarterback, he has somehow surpassed some of the NFL's most established stars, despite having limited opportunities on the field. What makes this even more fascinating is that he's doing it in a system that many critics feel is holding him back. Sanders has faced immense pressure, but instead of cracking, he's risen to the occasion, earning the respect of fans who see more than just his on-field performance.
If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed.
It's this blend of grit, determination, and poise that has led to his unexpected ascent. Fan support for Sanders is growing, and it's not based on empty hype. It's rooted in his raw talent and leadership qualities that are hard to ignore. Even with limited starts, Sanders' resilience and willingness to fight for every yard have earned him a solid fan base. These votes reflect more than just the game they love. They highlight a belief in a future star. Despite challenges, Sanders' story is unfolding in real time, and fans are there for every step of the journey. Shedeur Sanders has managed to defy the odds, and the NFL world is taking notice. With only a handful of starts under his belt, the young quarterback has already made waves by landing in the top 10 of Pro Bowl voting for quarterbacks. What makes this feat even more impressive is that Sanders hasn't had a typical journey to the top of the ranks. While many players get the luxury of playing on teams with established systems and top-tier protection, Sanders has had to rise above significant challenges. Despite limited opportunities and playing in a tough situation, his natural talent and ability to lead have been impossible to ignore. It's not just the coaches or analysts who are noticing, it's the fans. They've been voting in droves, showing their support for Sanders in a way that's usually reserved for the NFL's elite. The young quarterback is surpassing some big names, including established stars, and the NFL community has been buzzing with excitement about his rapid rise. What's even more incredible is that his success isn't based on media hype or flashy moments. It's all about his performances on the field, and fans are taking notice. Sanders' rise in the Pro Bowl voting doesn't just happen out of nowhere. His ability to stand tall under pressure and deliver when it counts has been a huge factor. Despite being in a system that doesn't always set him up for success, Sanders has shown resilience that's earned him respect. He's a quarterback who can take hits, keep his composure, and continue leading his team, all while earning the admiration of those watching. It's clear that Sanders isn't simply benefiting from a popular storyline. He's genuinely deserving of the attention he's receiving. Every time he steps onto the field, he showcases not only his physical abilities, but also his mental toughness. This balance of skill and leadership is what resonates with fans who see more than just a young quarterback on the rise. They see someone who embodies the type of leadership and determination that people love to root. Yet, as much as Sanders has earned the admiration of fans, not everyone is on board. There's a vocal minority, especially from some Cleveland Browns fans, who have been critical of his rise. But their criticism isn't necessarily aimed at Sanders directly. It's more about their frustration with the team's coaching and systemic issues that have been plaguing the organization for some time now. There's a perception that the Browns coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, hasn't provided adequate protection or a strong enough system to support Sanders' growth. Critics point to the passive approach taken by Stefanski and other members of the coaching staff, which they argue has hindered Sanders' potential. From a lack of protection to questionable play calls, many believe that Sanders could be even further along in his development if he had been given a more stable structure to work within. This systemic failure has been a point of contention among fans, who feel that the quarterback's talent is being held back by external forces that he can't control. The lack of support from the coaching staff hasn't gone unnoticed. Browns fans, especially those who are familiar with the struggles of the franchise over the years, are vocal in their frustrations. They've seen too many seasons where players are left to fend for themselves without proper guidance, and it's clear that Sanders is no exception. The team's inability to properly protect its quarterbacks and create a consistent offensive scheme has only added fuel to the fire. It's not just about Sanders either. Fans are looking at the bigger picture, asking themselves why the team's potential isn't being fully realized. They've seen other quarterbacks rise under better circumstances, and they're beginning to ask why it's taking Sanders longer to get the support he deserves. It's clear that the critics are frustrated with the system, but it's also evident that there's a growing belief in Sanders' potential, even if the structure around him hasn't been ideal. What's even more interesting is that, despite the challenges he faces, Sanders continues to gain traction. His rise in the Pro Bowl voting isn't just a product of the media or fanfare. It's a result of his authentic performances and leadership on the field. Fans are voting for him because they believe in his talent, and they're backing him because they recognize his potential. The Cleveland Browns organization has also been forced to acknowledge his value. Their social media presence has highlighted Sanders' place in the Pro Bowl voting rankings, signaling that even if he's not getting the opportunity he deserves on the field, his efforts are still being recognized. It's an indication that Sanders' efforts aren't going unnoticed by the team, and they're beginning to appreciate what he brings to the table, despite the lack of a more structured system. Fans and experts alike are beginning to see a clear picture. Sanders is a rising star. His success isn't based on flashy highlights or media attention, but on his genuine ability to lead. He's proven that despite a less-than-ideal system, he can still perform at a high level, earning the trust of fans and players alike. And now, with the backing of the NFL community, Sanders' rise could very well change the narrative around him and the Browns. It's a testament to his character that, despite facing adversity, he's managed to outperform expectations and climb to a position among the league's top quarterbacks. Fans see a player who's fighting for success, and that's something they can get behind. This isn't just a story about a young quarterback finding his way. It's a story about perseverance and proving the doubters. For Sanders, his rise to prominence is about more than just Pro Bowl votes. It's a symbol of something bigger, the importance of character, effort, and true leadership in the world of professional sports. While media narratives often focus on the hype surrounding big-name players, Sanders' story proves that real talent and hard work can still shine through. Even when the odds are stacked against him, Sanders has been able to make an impact and earn the respect of those around him. The importance of this rise cannot be overstated. Sanders is demonstrating that, even in a league full of established stars, young players can still make their mark. His journey is about proving that talent doesn't need to be backed by a perfect system to thrive. It just needs the right opportunity. And, thanks to the overwhelming fan support he's received, Sanders is well on his way to becoming one of the NFL's brightest stars. In a time where the NFL's biggest names often dominate the headlines, it's refreshing to see a player like Sanders rise through the ranks based on his own merits. His story is one of perseverance, authenticity, and the power of fan support. As the Pro Bowl votes continue to roll in, it's clear that Sanders is not just a flash in the pan. He's a legitimate contender, one who has proven that with effort and heart, anything is possible. Despite being overlooked at times, Sanders has shown that he's ready to lead. His ability to overcome adversity, stay focused, and continue to perform despite the odds makes him a true leader. And it's exactly why fans continue to rally behind him. As his star continues to rise, it's clear that Sanders has the potential to be one of the NFL's future stars. And this is only the beginning of his journey. As Sanders' rise continues, it's not just the fans who are noticing. Mainstream outlets like Time magazine have recognized his influence beyond football, highlighting his significance in both sports and culture. This recognition isn't just about his performances on the field. It's about what he represents: hard work, resilience, and the belief that anything is possible with determination. Sanders' story is about more than just football. It's about inspiring others to keep pushing, no matter the obstacles in their way. Fans aren't just voting for a quarterback. They're voting for a symbol of hope. Sanders represents the idea that, with enough effort and heart, even the most challenging situations can lead to success. As his Pro Bowl ranking proves, his rise is far from over. With the right support and continued effort, there's no telling just how far Sanders can go in his career. Despite the setbacks and frustrations, Sanders' journey is a reminder of the importance of persistence. His rise in the Pro Bowl voting is just the start of what could be a legendary career. With the support of fans and the recognition of his leadership, Sanders is showing that talent can shine through even when the circumstances aren't ideal. His story is one of resilience, and it's clear that he's just getting started. Fans will continue to rally behind him, knowing that his future in the NFL is full of potential. As Shedeur Sanders continues to surpass expectations, it's clear that his impact goes far beyond his statistics and highlights. From his first days at the Browns training camp, it was apparent that this young quarterback was different. He carried himself with a sense of professionalism and leadership that made veterans take notice. His work ethic and mental fortitude have been evident every step of the way, from his grueling practice sessions to the way he commands the huddle. And while some would argue that he's been placed in an unfavorable position, Sanders hasn't let that define him. Instead, he's used it as fuel, as proof that he can rise above any obstacle placed in his path. Through the ups and downs of training camp, Sanders has shown an ability to stay calm under pressure, a quality that sets him apart from many other quarterbacks. It's one thing to show promise in practice, but to do so in the heat of real games with all the expectations weighing down on him is a different story. Yet Sanders has managed to perform when it matters most, which is exactly why his rise has been so notable. His dedication and focus have earned him respect, not just from the fans, but from his teammates and coaches as well. There's one thing that has made Shedeur Sanders stand out. It's his ability to lead by example. On the field, he's the epitome of composure. Off the field, he commands respect through his maturity and confidence. These traits are rare in a player so young, but Sanders has always been ahead of his time. When speaking about his journey, he often talks about his resilience, how he's learned from each challenge and turned adversity into opportunity. For him, this isn't just about football. It's about proving that hard work pays off, no matter what circumstances you're placed in. But his rise has not been without hurdles. In a league that often rewards established stars, Shedeur's success has been a bit of a surprise to some. Critics have pointed to the fact that he's still learning the ropes, that he hasn't had a full season under his belt. However, the truth is, Sanders is playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's not afraid to show it. Every vote he earns in the Pro Bowl, every accolade, and every positive mention in the media feels like validation for all the work he's put in. The story of Shedeur Sanders is a story of perseverance, and it's one that fans are eager to follow. In interviews, Sanders has often downplayed the noise surrounding his rise. He's the first to acknowledge that he's still learning, still growing, and still working to be the best version of himself on and off the field. But what's clear is that Sanders isn't waiting for things to come to him. He's out there making things happen, leading the charge for his team, and proving that he deserves a seat at the table among the best quarterbacks in the NFL. When asked about his Pro Bowl ranking, Sanders doesn't boast or act surprised. Instead, he remains humble, understanding that the journey is far from over. While he appreciates the recognition, his focus remains squarely on improving, on learning from every experience, and on continuing to prove that his success is not a fluke. He's not interested in being just another player who catches fire for a season and fades out. He wants to be great for the long haul, and the way he speaks and carries himself shows that his goals are set on something much bigger than just one season. Every time Shedeur Sanders steps onto the field, there's a noticeable shift in the energy of the game. Fans are eagerly watching, and you can sense that they know something special is happening. In each match, Sanders has delivered when it counts, from executing difficult passes under pressure to making crucial decisions on the fly. His playbook is still developing, but his instincts are spot on. And it's not just his play that stands out, it's the way he carries himself, the confidence in his voice, the poise in his movements, the way he commands the field. But perhaps what's most impressive about Sanders is his willingness to take responsibility. He doesn't shy away from challenges, he embraces them. Whether it's leading his team in tough situations or holding himself accountable for a misstep, Sanders has shown a level of maturity that most seasoned quarterbacks would envy. In an age where the NFL is constantly evolving and changing, Sanders is a reminder of the power of leadership and character. His rise in Pro Bowl voting is not just about his performance on the field, but the leadership he demonstrates in every action, both on and off the field. As Sanders continues to prove himself on the field, he's also finding his voice off it. His press conferences are becoming a platform for him to share his thoughts on the game, his team, and his journey. And while the spotlight is undoubtedly on him, Sanders doesn't let it distract him. Instead, he uses these moments to express his gratitude, highlight his teammates, and remind everyone that this isn't just about him. It's about the team, the coaching staff, and the fan base that supported him every step of the way. In interviews, Sanders often takes time to mention the challenges his team has faced, the obstacles they've had to overcome, and how every player on the roster has contributed to the team's success. His humility and understanding of the bigger picture show that he's more than just a quarterback. He's a leader who understands what it takes to build a successful team. The way he handles media questions, gives thoughtful answers, and remains grounded in the face of growing attention is a testament to his maturity. Beyond the numbers and the Pro Bowl rankings, Sanders' story is one of influence. He's not just rising in popularity within the NFL. He's becoming a cultural icon. His perseverance, his drive, and his authenticity have captured the attention of mainstream media, and his story is being shared far beyond the football field. He's become a symbol of what can be achieved through hard work and commitment, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Sanders' influence is clear in the way fans engage with him. His social media presence is filled with supportive messages from all corners of the country, from young fans who see him as an inspiration to seasoned NFL followers who recognize the talent and leadership he brings to the game. The way he interacts with his fan base, always taking time to acknowledge their support, always humble in his responses, is a reflection of the values that have propelled him to this point. He's not just playing for the Pro Bowl. He's playing for something bigger, the opportunity to change the narrative around what it takes to succeed in the NFL. In every game, there are moments where Sanders shines brighter than expected, whether it's executing a perfect deep ball or making a quick decision under pressure. His growth is evident every time he's on the field. In his match against the New York Jets, Sanders faced yet another test. Despite the challenges surrounding him, he performed with the same poise and confidence that fans have come to expect. This game was more than just a win or loss. It was another opportunity for Sanders to show what he's made of. And while the Browns might not have been at their best, Sanders was. That's what makes his journey so remarkable. He's not waiting for the perfect situation. He's making the most of every chance he gets, and it's clear that the future is bright for this young quarterback. His performance was a reminder that sometimes it's not about the perfect conditions. It's about the person who steps up and delivers when it matters most. While the focus remains on Sanders, it's important to acknowledge the role of Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach. Stefanski has received his share of criticism, particularly regarding his handling of Sanders and the team's overall performance. But even in the face of adversity, Stefanski has remained a steady presence. He's been there for Sanders, offering guidance when needed and providing the support that every young quarterback requires. Stefanski understands that the system around Sanders isn't perfect, and while there are certainly areas of improvement, he's been vocal about his belief in Sanders' potential. It's clear that he sees the same qualities that the fans see: leadership, resilience, and an undeniable talent. The coaching staff's job is to provide the structure and protection for Sanders, but it's the young quarterback's ability to rise above that has earned him his place in the Pro Bowl voting. In Browns versus San Francisco 49ers match. In the Browns matchup against the San Francisco 49ers, Sanders faced yet another test. This game was different, as it was against one of the league's top teams. But once again, Sanders held his own. Despite the challenges, he continued to showcase the skills that have made him a fan favorite. While the 49ers defense proved to be a formidable opponent, Sanders remained calm, delivered when needed, and proved that he was more than capable of handling the pressure. This game solidified what many fans had suspected all along. Shedeur Sanders is a player to watch, and his future in the NFL is incredibly bright. Despite the circumstances, he continues to outperform expectations. The more he plays, the more the NFL world realizes that this young quarterback has the potential to lead a team to greatness, and that he's more than capable of taking on the challenges that come his way. Sanders' story is one of perseverance, resilience, and belief. It's a reminder that even when the odds are stacked against you, anything is possible with hard work and determination. He's not just a young quarterback making waves in the Pro Bowl voting. He's a symbol of what can be achieved when you have the right mindset, the right support, and the will to succeed. As his journey continues, fans will be there every step of the way, watching as Shedeur Sanders takes his place among the NFL's elite. Shedeur Sanders is more than just a rising quarterback in the NFL. He's the embodiment of what it means to overcome adversity. Despite all the challenges around him, he continues to prove that leadership, talent, and heart can break through even the toughest of systems. With every throw, every press conference, and every game he plays, he's telling the world that he's here to stay. But what's even more impressive is that he's not just doing it for himself. He's doing it for the fans who believed in him when no one else would. His story continues to unfold, and it's clear that he's becoming a key figure in the NFL landscape. Sanders has defied the expectations set for him and is now making history with his rise in Pro Bowl voting. It's easy to get lost in the media frenzy and external noise, but for Sanders, it's always been about the game. He's put in the work, and now he's seeing the results. His ability to remain grounded, humble, and focused on what matters, his game and his team, is why fans have rallied behind him so passionately. The future is bright for Sanders. As his star continues to rise, his influence extends beyond the football field. Fans are not just supporting a quarterback, they're supporting a movement. The story of Shedeur Sanders is a powerful reminder that with perseverance, anything is possible, no matter the obstacles. As Sanders continues to prove himself, his rise will only grow, and fans will be right there, cheering him on every step of the way. If you're as excited about Sanders' journey as we are, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. Let us know your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of his upcoming moments of greatness.